Amid the ENPO call for boycott of assembly polls, the Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union or ENLU held a crucial emergency meet today. Well, after thorough deliberation on the ENPO resolution to abstain from the assembly elections, the ENLU resolved to participate in the upcoming general election since the election has been notified by the ECI. So indeed, as a big development, a resolution to this effect has been signed by all 20 Eastern MLAs. So big breaking news coming in from Nagaland viewers amid the ENPO call for boycott of assembly polls. The Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union or ENLU held a crucial emergency meet today. After thorough deliberation on the ENPO resolution to abstain from the assembly elections, the ENLU resolved to participate in the upcoming general election since the election has been notified by the ECI. So this is indeed a big development ahead of the elections. Well, not only this, a resolution to this effect has been signed by all 20 Eastern MLAs. All right, to know more on this, we are being joined live with our news editor, Nabarun Goswami from the newsroom. So, Nabarun, indeed a big development ahead of the polls. Well, amid the ENPO call for boycott of assembly polls, now the ENLU held a crucial emergency meet today. So, tell us about the meet first of all, Nabarun.
Absolutely, it's a massive development, Priya, from Nagaland. Of course, there was a shadow over the polls, if we can say, with the ENPO standing firm on its demand for boycott of the assembly elections. We recently had the Konyak Union also warning that if anyone goes ahead and files nomination, they will not look at it kindly. So the only question was, will the Eastern MLAs participate or not? An emergency meeting was held today, as we just informed, and all the 20 Eastern MLAs took part in that emergency meeting that was held under the banner of the Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union. And during this meet, the ENPO demand to abstain, the resolution to abstain from the elections to the 14th Nagaland Assembly was discussed in detail, and after a thorough deliberation, the Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union, including 20 MLAs, decided to participate in the ensuing general elections in the state, since election has already been notified. That's what they are saying in the resolution, since election has already been notified by the Election Commission of India on the 18th of January. So they will go ahead and participate in the polls. Now, what is behind this decision? That is the big question, Priya. Even the Eastern MLAs were under a lot of pressure not to participate, and till recently, in fact till now, the ENPO seems firm on its stand of a poll boycott. So what led probably the Eastern Nagaland MLAs to take this big decision? Well, there is no official word on this. All we have is this resolution that they have decided to participate in the election. We are yet to get a reaction from the ENPO on it so far. But sources, well-informed sources, are telling Northeast Live that the ENPO demand for a separate frontier Nagaland probably is not acceptable to the center, or the possibility of creation of a union territory. Even that is not acceptable, probably. That's what sources are saying. But the talks are on with the ENPO to give them the best of us, strengthening the Article 371A without disintegrating Nagaland. That's what top sources are telling us at this moment. Separate state may not be a possibility, union territory may not be a possibility, but the center does recognize the demand of the ENPO, and it does believe that the demand of the ENPO, the concerns of the ENPO and the Eastern organizations is very much genuine. And that's why probably a third option now could be discussed, where the ENPO, the Eastern areas are offered the best without disintegrating Nagaland, bringing the Eastern areas at par with the rest of Nagaland. That is the idea probably behind this move. But there is no official word from any quarters on this. But this is what probably has led the ENLU to take this decision to go ahead and to participate in the polls. That's what we are getting to learn. But one thing seems certain, Priya, that the government of India will in all likelihood not agree, not to concede to the demand for a frontier Nagaland or a union territory, but it is still serious about the demands made by the ENPO, and talks will take place to give them the best offer other than a separate state or union territory. Whatever else can be done without, as I repeat, without disintegrating Nagaland, and that is what is being called, quote unquote, the third option that may be pursued. We have to hear officially now from the ENPO on how they react to it, because the ENPO has been very tight-lipped about even the talks with the MHA, has not interacted much with the media. We do understand they were pursuing something which, unless it reaches a logical conclusion, they did not want to interact too much with the media. And as we know, MHA team had visited Nagaland, ENPO team had also met, the ENPO leaders have also met the MHA team in Guwahati as well, and of course the discussions were set to be positive, but what sources are telling now is that a separate state and a union territory may not be a possibility. But yes, whatever best can be done, the center recognizes the genuineness of the demand and concerns of the eastern areas, the ENPO, and whatever best can be done will be done without disintegration of Nagaland. That's what we'll have to wait for more clarity, but that would mean that creating, development, wholesome development of the ENP areas, creating more employment, more infrastructure, more institutions, more economic development. Of course, the ENPO has had its reservations to these promises as well, but we'll have to wait and see how they react this time. And well, the center is determined, and even the Nagaland government, to give the best solution, to give the best to the people of the eastern areas. That's what sources are telling us, the best, without disintegrating Nagaland, whatever best can be given to the eastern areas, that the center will do, that the center will take decision. That's what sources, informed sources, are telling. So yes, indeed a very, very big development, Priya, ahead of the elections. It's just over a month to go for the polls in Nagaland, and of course the ENPO boycott was definitely a shadow over the polls. Now with the Eastern MLAs deciding that they will go ahead with the polls, we have to see, wait and watch how the Eastern organizations, how the ENPO reacts to it. But what we are getting to know is that talks are on, yes, probably no separate state or no union territory, but the third option, the best option, and the best will be done for the ENPO.
Right.
Yeah.
Nabran Goswami, thank you so much for all those details.